What's up, guys? How you doing? It's Schleiger from the Wellness Point, and this is your chiropractic tip. Stop living with rats. So we had somebody come in this week, and they were complaining about, so their teacher, they go back to the infested area where all the kids are sick, and it's always little Johnny was coughing and hacking, and they got me sick. So I had to just stop her right there. So there is truth in that when people cough, sneeze, and wheeze on you, they can pass things to you, sure. But everybody that gets cough, sneezed, and wheezed on by that kid, by that person, if that were the truth, every person that he coughed, sneezed, and wheezed on would get sick. So obviously there's another half to that story that nobody's telling you about. And I stopped her. I said, just stop for a second, because it wasn't their fault that they got you sick. The fact is that your body was weak enough and didn't have the resistance to combat whatever they were coughing, sneezing, and wheezing on you with to fight it. So I gave her my rat analogy. I said, if I live on a road and my neighbor lives on the same road and we're under the same environment and we have the same, garbage disposal company that comes to our house, the garbage trucks that take out our trash, but I just choose to throw all of my garbage in the backyard with all of my food scraps, and I don't have an animal to eat it. And my neighbor, the person living next to me, doesn't. They chose to put their garbage out by the road, keep their place clean. They have a landscaper come and put mulch around, all of their trees. They trim their grass. They trim their bushes. Who's going to have rats in their yard and who isn't? And I said, well, obviously you are. And I said, why is that? Is it because the rats just like me better? Or is it because I made an environment for them that I became a host to them? And they said, well, obviously it's number two. So I live right next to my neighbor. How come the rats don't go over in their yard? Because they like my environment better. And that is what happens during the winter season. I said, I saw you last week drive out of the drive-thru at McDonald's. Do you think that's making you healthy? You think that's allowing for an environment to resist disease? They said, well, I was just getting a black coffee. I said, okay. The week before that, they walked in here with a good old Diet Coke, and they threw it in our trash when they went to the bathroom thinking that I wouldn't see it. I said, what'd you eat last night for dinner? And they said, well, I had a salad. And then, me and my husband, before we went to bed, we had half a bag of chips while we were watching a movie. And this lady never exercises because I think she's allergic to it because it makes her muscles sore. So it's the winter season. So you're not getting any sunlight, you're locked indoors with a bunch of people that are coughing on you. So the UV index above Atlanta drops below 3. So you're not exercising, you're not getting adequate amount of vitamin D, your diet is awful, and you expect that the rats aren't gonna come set up shop in your backyard. And I said, what did you get from that? What did you get from me saying that? And she goes, that you have rats in your yard. Oh my gosh. I said, I'll see you next week. So the next best thing that you can do for your immune system, besides getting your spine adjusted once a week, is take liquid vitamin D and exercise throughout the winter season. So exercise helps to boost your immune system. An adjustment, when you're asymptomatic, you don't have symptoms, you get adjusted, it boosts your immune system. And taking 1,000 IUs of this per 40 pounds of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you can do the math, take 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. In the wintertime, double that. So that 200-pound person would take 10,000 IUs from now all the way through April until they're getting outside, they're able to get more sunlight. Because if you sit outside, the UV index is literally 0 today. That means if you sit outside naked for the whole day, you will not get the amount of vitamin D that your body needs in order to carry out all of its physiological functions. And part of your physiological functions is your immune system. So this right here will last you about half the winter season for a family of 4. It costs $30. if you need to go to Walmart and pick up yours for $29 because the guy that hangs a box on the wall for you and your family to afford chiropractic care once a week for the rest of your life isn't doing enough for you and you just want to save $1 by buying it someplace else, fine, go to Amazon because I'm sure they're doing something more for you. But if you want to pick that up at the front desk, it's $30. You can ask Becca or Bud for that. So thanks for listening. Stop living with rats. Build resistance. It's not your friend, it's not your relative, it's not your coworker, it's not your factory that's making you sick. It's you making your body susceptible, making it a host for whoever is coughing, sneezing, and wheezing in your environment for those bacteria to set up shop in you. So don't let that be you. Thanks for listening, and God bless.